Welcome to At Home with Music. I'm Leon Olguin. A while ago, I did a video where I analyzed a famous piece by Bach as though it were a popular song. In other words, I added the chords that Bach used so that we could see the chord progression. I'll leave a link for that video in the description if you want to go back and watch that one. In the comments section for that particular video, a viewer asked me to do the same thing with another famous piece, and so I present to you the Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven. Just the first movement, by the way, analyzed as though it were a popular song. Basically, I'm going to add the chords, and we'll see the chord progressions that Beethoven used. Now, a couple of quick notes before we get started. This is not a serious academic analysis with Roman numerals and a lot of technical music terms. We're just looking at the chords, just for fun. Also, I'm attempting to play and talk at the same time, and that is a task at which I do not always excel. So if I slip up occasionally, I hope you will forgive me. But anyway, let's switch to the overhead camera, and you can watch me play this famous piece, and I'll interrupt myself from time to time and stop along the way and tell you about the chord progression, show you the chords that Beethoven used, and I'll point out a few other interesting things as they occur to me. You'll be able to see the score with the chords added in. Okay, let's play through this very famous piece together, and I will tell you what chords Beethoven is using as we go, and I'll point out a few other things along the way. So we start in the key of C sharp minor, and so obviously our first chord is C sharp minor. Then we have C sharp minor over B, bass is coming down, A. Now this chord, this is what we call a Neapolitan chord, and I will be talking about those kind of chords, very interesting sound, in a future video. So there's a Neapolitan chord. Notice basically we're playing chords and they're broken. G sus, G sharp suspended, G sharp 7, back to C minor, C sharp minor. I got to keep remembering to say sharp. And listen for this little figure. Bum, ba bum. That's going to occur a lot in this piece. G sharp 7 over B sharp. C sharp minor. F sharp minor. Now it looks like we're modulating, doesn't it? E over B, B7. Whoops, told you I'm trying to play and talk at the same time. Okay, now it sounds like we're in E, but all of a sudden it changes to E minor. There's that figure again. G7 over D, now it sounds like we're going into the key of C. But no. Bass kind of walks down. We got A sharp diminished 7, F sharp 7 over A sharp. Now we have B minor, E minor 6, E minor 6 over G, B minor over F sharp, and now it looks like we're in B minor, but all of a sudden he goes from minor to major. So before he went from major to minor, now we go from minor to major. Now, this is technically E minor over B, but what in the world is that C doing there? Well, that's what we call a non-harmonic tone, and that's another thing that we'll be covering in future videos. It lends a tremendous amount of tension. It's like, we can't stay on this note. But Beethoven manages to hang on to it while we walk up and down the bass, E minor over G. And then look what happens here. Another non-harmonic tone. And finally, you're saying, Beethoven, please resolve that. And so in the next measure, we have a pure B major. And then we go through the whole thing again. E minor over B, E minor over G, E minor with that non-harmonic tone. Then we have G sharp diminished 7, C sharp 7 over E sharp, F sharp minor. Here's another Neapolitan, another diminished. Beethoven loved these diminished chords, by the way. C, F sharp minor over C sharp suspended, C sharp. Now it sounds like we're in F sharp minor. Here comes that figure again. Bum, ba, bum. C sharp 7 over E sharp. F sharp minor, another one of those Beethoven diminished chords. F sharp minor over C sharp. G sharp 7 over B sharp. Oh boy, my fingers are... I can't talk and play at the same time. C sharp minor, here is F sharp minor 6, another diminished chord. F sharp, there's actually F double sharp diminished 7. Now you might be thinking, why F double sharp and not G there? Well, that would take a little time to explain, but because we're in the key of C sharp minor, we've got to write that as F double sharp. Now we're going to hang out here on G sharp. And this is actually, you can call this B sharp diminished 7 over G sharp. And then here we just have G sharp. There's our diminished chord again. Also, I want you to notice what's happening in the bass now. It's just this G sharp just keeps getting repeated. We have a pedal point. All different kinds of chords being played. C sharp minor over G sharp. Repeat that. Octave lower. Now here comes one of Beethoven's favorite things, is diminished chords. And these are all put over the G sharp. So we have D sharp diminished 7, arpeggiated, and then C sharp minor, and then another diminished chord. This is C sharp diminished 7. Pardon my fingering there. And then we have F sharp diminished 7. And then it keeps going. Whoops, he didn't actually repeat the G sharp there. And then we have F sharp minor over G sharp. Although you can't really, by this time the G sharp has pretty much died out. But now we have G sharp 7 with that little non-harmonic tone in there. D sharp diminished over G sharp. F sharp minor over G sharp. And then we have another one of those Neapolitan chords. Gives it a little bit of variety there. Beethoven didn't do the exact same thing twice. And then A, F sharp minor 6, G sharp, and then G sharp 7th. And we're back in C sharp minor. Here comes that figure again. There we go. G sharp 7 over B sharp. C sharp minor. F sharp is very much like the beginning, isn't it? E over B, B7. But now we stay in the key of E for a little bit. B7 over D sharp. E. G sharp 7 over D sharp. C sharp minor. G sharp 7 over B sharp. C sharp minor. Here comes another Neapolitan. G sharp 7. And now we're back. And now look here, we go from minor to major. And here comes that non-harmonic tone. We did this before, but in a different key. Very dramatic sounding with these non-harmonic tones. C sharp, F sharp minor, B7 over D sharp. And then we have an interesting progression here. E, A major 7 over C sharp, F minor 6, F sharp minor 6 over D sharp, G sharp 7 over B sharp, C sharp minor. Here's F sharp minor 6 over A, G suspended, F sharp minor 6, C sharp minor over G sharp, G sharp 7, and finally we're back home to C sharp minor. Piece is starting to wind down. That little figure now appears in the bass. Beethoven brings back the extended arpeggios while keeping that figure going. Another one of his famous diminished chords. This is B sharp diminished 7th over G sharp. All you Beethoven purists out there, forgive my wrong note. Okay, now the piece is definitely coming to an end because we're not changing chords anymore. And we come to rest, C sharp minor. Now, what I would encourage you to do, I'm going to put a link in the description to a complete performance of the Moonlight Sonata so that you can listen to it without interruption and you can follow along and see the chord progression that the genius composer Beethoven has come up with. There's a reason why this piece is so famous, very memorable, a lot of what pop songwriters would call hooks in there. And, of course, very interesting chord progressions, modulations, non-harmonic tones, all kinds of wonderful things in here. So I hope this gives you a clearer picture of the beauty of this amazing and justifiably very famous piano sonata. Thank you for watching and listening, and I hope you have found this interesting and enjoyable. If there are any other famous pieces of music that you'd like to see analyzed in this casual way, well, let me know in the comments section. If you have any other questions or comments, please be sure to put those in the comments section as well, and I will be sure to respond. If you have not yet subscribed to At Home with Music, I encourage you to do so. That helps the channel a lot. If you'd like to support the work I do here at Home with Music, you can go to my Patreon page. I appreciate those of you who have gone on to become patrons of the channel. Patrons of the channel receive updates on what I'm working on, what's coming up on At Home with Music, and supplementary materials to go with many of the videos, and also direct access to me. You can message me through Patreon, and I will definitely respond. So thanks again for watching. I look forward to speaking to you in the next one.